We are some classy motherfuckers on this show.
Yes, we are.
So, Casey780, hi. Thank you for logging into chat. Did you hear about the Duggars molestation charges this week?
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
So, I have said this from the beginning about people who are so sexually repressive. Now, I'm not talking about you have to have sex in the living room in front of your kids or that you have to give them details about what your sex life is because, Mom, I promise you, no one cares.
Right?
But being so repressive, when they can't date, they can court, and they cannot ever go on a private date, and they can't hug face to face with someone until they're married to them.
Yeah.
They don't even hug their brothers face to face. They only hug side to side. They don't kiss anybody. They don't hold hand. They the Duggars did not hold hands with their intendeds until they were engaged. That kind of sexual repression. So I'm not talking about letting your kids just go out and fuck whoever they want, but at least allowing them to hold hands or kiss a boy or a girl or both or whatever it is they want to kiss. Allowing them to masturbate, allowing them to talk about their sexual feelings with you.
And not think that they're bad or evil or a sin.
Right. And here's the other
Everybody
one.
thinks about sex whether they've been taught to or not. It's human nature.
Their religious beliefs do not allow them to dance because dancing can lead to sinful thoughts.
Right.
Okay. That kind of repression leads to things like 14-year-old boys molesting their sisters in their sleep.
Right.
I'm just saying, that's what happens. Now, now he's gone away and he's got counseling and supposedly he's better and all of this shit, but I mean, fuck, man.
Do you know what his supposed counseling was?
I don't know.
The rehabilitation place that they sent him was to someone's farm to work.
That's nice.
It wasn't an actual rehabilitation center.
They're like, go away, work out all of your sexual aggressions.
Right, dig a hole and just pretend it's a penis and a vagina.
Deep hole. Don't come out of that hole until you have suppressed your sexual urges.
Right.
Shit, man.
And slap yourself in the face.
Like, you can't allow that shit. That sexual repression is just, it's what leads to having unhealthy sexual thoughts.
Absolutely.
It's what leads to, experimenting in ways you're not supposed to experiment. How me.
Many times when
I'm
you're
a kinky
told...
motherfucker. Like, she don't need no details, but I'm into
I already
some
know
weird
them.
shit.
I listen to the show.
I'm into some weird shit, But that was stuff that I discovered on my own as an adult while exploring my sexual nature. And I've never felt like I need to hide them from anyone. I mean, I don't need to tell my mom that I'm into that shit.
Right, and you don't need to be screaming it through church either.
Right, but at the same time, I've never felt guilty for enjoying something. I've never felt like I'm a terrible person because sometimes I like to be spanked during sex. Like,
I got a booty. That's what it's made for.
Hand booty makes a pleasurable sound.
Right.
It's nice.
If you've never heard that sound.
That's also two flat people having sex.
Shut up. I've been on that end.
Clap, 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 clap.
And it's more like crack, 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 crack.
As bone on bone.
Right.
I'm interested to know what I sound like having sex because apparently I'm loud.
Yeah, you're pretty loud.
I'm not. I promise I'm
No,
quiet.
you're pretty loud.
I'm not quiet.
I can hear you on the couch.
Well, I could hear you when you were having sex too, so.
I was making a baby. And she's beautiful.
I'm trying to make a baby too. It's just not going to work out.
Right.
Oh, look at that. I got branding going on over here. 7-Eleven, we need your support.
They're like, bitch, why did you have our cup on your show?
My 99-cent iced tea's too expensive. I need free iced tea.
Oh, man.
Since one of his victims is a minor still and the crime happened 12 or 13 years ago, that makes one of his victims 4 or 5 at the time.
Yep.
Yes, it does. And it's also beyond the statute of limitations. Here's the thing. Murder has no statute of limitations. Other crimes do.
Molestation.
Right, but molestation is one of the shortest statutes of limitations. I
which is
think,
dumb.
which is really dumb, because it can take 10 or 15 years for somebody before they are confident enough to
Say
come
you're 3 or
out.
4 years old, you don't remember things from when you're 3 or 4 years old, but when you say you go to counseling when you're like 15 or 16 because you're fucked up in the head and you don't know why, and they can end up helping you open certain memories that you had completely blocked out of your head because of PTSD.
Right.
And you realize what happened, but it's been too many years and now you can't do
Yeah.
a damn thing about it.
It should be at least 25 years. I think that's an appropriate amount of time. If someone's molested when they're
Yeah.
10 or 15, maybe they don't have the balls to come out until they're in their 30s, because then they're, maybe they've become safe and secure in their life and now they can say, this is a terrible thing that happened to me.
Right.
I think they should have the ability to, I mean, because unfortunately for the last 20 years or whatever, this person's been walking around without any counseling, or any, not the victim but the perpetrator, without any counseling, without any punishment for his crime. He's probably, or she, because it can happen either way, this person's probably been perpetrating this crime repeatedly
Right.
to
Obviously,
on other children
because
or people
and he has admittedly done it to more than one of his siblings. It wasn't just one.
for an extended period of time. We're talking like 2 years.
Right.
And honestly, honestly, if I was his wife, knowing he had done this to his daughters,
Divorce.
I can't trust you, or doing it to his sisters. They've got daughters. They've got
They've got
multiple daughters
yep.
together. I would be like, I can't have you around my children.
It's unsafe.
It's unsafe to have you around my children. I don't, you know, I get that some people can be rehabilitated, but here's the thing about that.
You can only be rehabilitated if you have been punished for your actions. I'm sorry, that's just my personal belief. But
Yeah,
unless you have dealt with the consequences of your actions, you cannot be fully rehabilitated.
yeah. There's just
You know, it's
something.
just like being a drug addict. You have to come clean and be able to tell everyone around you what you did, why you did it, and that you're recovering in order to completely recover.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that the Duggars swept it under the rug because their TV show was coming out, and they were, getting popular, and they were making. I think
Well, and not just that, but if
Jim
they're
Bob was
suppressing
in the
sexuality,
in
why are they going
politics.
to do a damn thing about molestation?
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Right.
It's
Oh, this can't happen to us, not
it
us.
would never happen to them.
No.
Stupid
We are children
cocksuckers.
of God.
Sometimes children of God fuck up too.
Right? Nobody's perfect.
I'm just saying. Yeah, that's some crazy shit. Like, I've always not like loved the Duggars, but I liked them. But now I will never. I mean, their show's canceled, but I would never watch their show again.
Right.
I always thought it was fascinating how they went through life like this. It always blew my mind. Like, they can't hug people, they can't dance, they can't express any sort of physical joy in anything except for praising God for whatever joy it is they have. And it's like, it always fascinated me, because it's like, this is going to fuck these people up some way. These people are
Right.
not going to be normal.
Shit, look at mom.
How many?
I'm just kidding. I love you,
That's
mom, if
funny,
you're
but
listening.
she's not. Um,
Whatever.
she doesn't. And if she does, it surprises me because she's never said anything. I I've always been fascinated about how these people are going to be fucked up. I mean, is it going to be like people who are raised in polygamous compounds, who like escape the polygamous compound, and they're like, I'll never have more than one person in a relationship ever? Are the children going to grow up like that? They'll be like, I'm never having kids.
Right.
You had 20 children. I'm not having any
I
more.
had to raise all of my brothers and sisters. I'm done.
Yeah. And
I'm good on kids
I'm going to
for
have I'm gonna have all of the crazy, weird, kinky sex unsafely anywhere I want. Like, they're going to have an unhealthy thought about sex, unhealthy thoughts about sex, and it's going to lead to them taking risks.
P.S. I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
That's how that's going to go.
God, I would love for one of their daughters to be a lesbian, or one of their sons to be gay. Like, that would be fucking fabulous. I've been sitting here
I
staring.
actually know quite a few people who have been sexually repressed like that throughout their entire lives who end up being either gay or well, gay or gay.
Gay or gayer.
Right. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I completely am totally whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I don't.
It
I,
is not my place to judge anybody.
we were just talking about this stuff at the barbecue with a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of other parents, including a lesbian couple who have children, not together, but children as a couple. And we were talking about, being honest with them and open and answering their questions and basically teaching them not to have shame in their bodies by having no shame in your body.
Right.
And that includes, and some parents will disagree with me because they're like, oh, things need to be kept private and not public. And it's like, listen, I don't run around naked in public. Sometimes I step out of the shower and my son walks into the bathroom that we share and he's like, Mom, I can see your fur ball. And I'm like, well, don't walk in without knocking.
Right.
It's not like I scream and cover myself up and be like, don't look at me naked. And it's not like, you
Right.
know, if I've ever had to walk into the bathroom and he's in there naked, he doesn't scream and cover himself either. I mean, we do respect each other's privacy and allow each other to get dressed in our rooms by ourselves without, I mean, I wouldn't care if he came in and sat on the bed and wanted to have a conversation with me while I'm putting my bra on. He's seen my titties every day of his life since the day he was born.
Right.
They're
And
just
I'm
boobs.
pretty sure he tried to eat off of them once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Right.
They're just boobs. Like, I don't want him growing up thinking that there's any shame in the naked body. There is no shame in the naked body. This is your natural body. It's, you know, it's a reflection of your life and the choices you've made in it from every stretch mark, scar, wrinkle, tattoo that you've got. It's a roadmap of your life, and my son kind of sees it that way, and that's kind of cool.
Right.
And you know, sex is such a non thing in our house. I mean, uh, I don't allow him to watch overtly sexy things. Although we were watching Gotham, the next to last episode, and they ended up at a private BDSM party on Gotham,
Oh
and I was
God.
like,
I
I
must have been asleep for
really,
that one.
I really hope he doesn't start asking me about all of the things that are happening in this room because I can explain all of them. And then eventually he's going to figure out that not normal parents don't know what's happening in that room full of BDSM equipment.
Right.
And he's going to have to put one and two together and then come up with some really disturbing equations in his brain.
Mommy's a freak.
But he never asked. Like, there was no, like, actual sexual activity happening. There were people kissing, but no one was fondling each other. There were people dressed in BDSM gear and
Leather and
leather and being led around on collars and masks and all of those things. And corsets and pleather and latex and plastic and, all of the kinky shit that
saran
happens.
wrap and aluminum foil and all.
Exactly. It was all that shit happening. But he never asked. He never asked what's going on in there. I mean, it never crossed his mind that this was weird, which is kind of cool. Except at the very end when there's like squealing pig noises and the cop's like, nope, that's it. We're done here. You're all under arrest. And he's like, are they killing the pig? And I'm like, maybe they are. I'm not going to tell him they're probably fucking the pig. But he was like,
That's my dad.
he was like, I'd arrest him if they were killing a pig too. I said, maybe they're making bacon. He's like, oh, there's professionals for that. I love my kid, by the way. So yeah, but I don't hide things from him, and I think that's going to lead to him making healthy sexual decisions when he gets older. And plus I tease the Jesus out of him about if he ever mentions that a girl is cute or pretty or she's really nice, but like, do you like her? Do you like her? Do you like her? And he's 9 and he's like, ugh, no.
She's just my friend,
She's
Mom.
just in my class and she's just pretty. And I'm like, but do you like her? And he's like, no.
He's probably gay.
And I'm like, do you want to kiss her? And he's like, no. Oh, I've asked him if he likes boys instead of girls. And he's like, no. And I'm like, it's okay if you do. And he's like, I don't. And I'm like, okay.
Hmm.
Oh no, he likes girls. He has
Okay.
the biggest crush on. We used to have
Can I steal some of your iced tea?
yeah, we used to have an IT guy that worked at our company before we got bought by the new company. Well, new company. I've been working for him for almost 3 years. And his daughter is just a couple of years older than my son, and we went to a baseball game together because I had extra
Sorry,
tickets.
my shorts have become underwear. I need to pull them out of my butt.
All right. The wedgie picking happening right here on camera for all of your entertainment.
Front and back.
Oh yeah, no, he was totally jamming on her. He thought she was fine.
Nice.
He wanted to sit next to her the whole time. I have a picture where you can tell what he's going to look like when he's a fucking teenager. And when we were when we were up in a balcony area and we went down to get ice cream, and he was like, I want to get an ice cream for my friend. And her dad thought it was so cute because her dad and I were sitting together and they were sitting off a little bit further away because we were on a big company balcony thing, and we were keeping an eye on them. But they're at the age where you kind of have to allow them a little bit of freedom to wander away but not too far away, and engage in conversation with other children.
Hey, I like grass. You like grass?
That's my kid. And he came over and he's like, I'm going to go get my friend an ice cream. And her dad thought it was so cute. He bought everybody ice cream. He was like, here's the money. Go get everybody ice cream. I'm like, no, I got it. He's like, no, that's just so fucking cute. He was like, that's the kind of boy I want my daughter to date.
I'll buy you ice cream. You want ice cream, Jenny?
Jenny. Well, like, I think I right. But yeah, no, it was pretty cute.
Uh-oh.
So let me see if oh no.
Be right back.
The youngest member of the crew is squeaking. We had to bring the baby with us. I'm going to see if I can find that picture. I don't know if I have it anymore. Anyway. Oh, she's just dreaming. So, but yeah, that's the crux of it. The sexual suppression is what causes these things to happen. It causes them to, at that age, they're curious about sex. They're curious about their bodies, curious about the opposite sex's body. And, at 14, he should have been masturbating the hell out of himself. He should be, trying to grope a girl's boob. And,
I was a hoe at 14.
I mean,
For
I'm not saying he should be trying to have sex with girls, but at the very least, he should be, kissing a girl maybe, or holding her hand, giving her front hugs, trying to hide his,
Woody,
masturbating the hell out of himself.
Chubby.
But because he was so sexually repressed, so intimately repressed, hugging people is not a sexual thing.
No.
Hugging people face to face is not a sexual thing. Holding someone's hand is not a sexual thing.
But it could be.
It could lead to thoughts of impurities. Well, you know what? 14-year-old boys are supposed to have impure thoughts.
Yeah, so can comic books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, have you seen some of the comic book characters? They don't even have TV. Did you know that?
What?
They don't have TV. They have internet, but they have it so throttled that the kids can't really they certainly can't find
But they
porn
had
online.
one of their children molesting another one of their children, multiple of their children, and they didn't know about it at first.
Yeah, apparently.
But you ain't got shit else to do in your house to distract you from something like that.
Right.
Wow.
Yep. But they all play violin.
Oh, I'm sorry. The parents were too busy making 19 kids and counting.
Mm-hmm. A bitch.
Or cranking them out so fast that they don't even...
They can't even keep track of the first ones they had.
Right.
Yeah, that's where we're going with this. It's just that you don't have to overly sexualize your children, but you do have to at least allow for some sort of intimate freedoms. Allow them to explore their own bodies. Allow them to ask you questions about it. Allow them to
Mommy,
hug people.
That's your penis.
That's your penis. What does it do this in the morning? It's called morning wood, and every guy gets it. Right? It's normal. Just sit down and push it down. Sit down and push it down, and then pee. So you'll pee in your face. Or all over the fucking bathroom. Look at what I do!
Which they do anyway.
Boys are gross.
I can't wait to start potty training. That's going to be fun. So much harder with girls. They can't really pee on a Cheerio.
Nope, they can't pee on a Cheerio.
There is no aim.
There is no aim for Cheerios. Although you could just throw a whole bunch in there and be like, hey, just pee in the toilet.
Oh, man.
I'm just, I don't know. I'm so floored by the fact that it happened. And that it's still happening. And well, not that it's still happening, but that they're just...
That they brushed
can't even,
it off.
Yeah, that they brushed it off and they can't even press charges now.
And they're okay with that.
And the family's going to go into lockdown. We're not going to hear shit else about this. Just so y'all know. This is the last we're going to hear about it. It happened. We knew about it. Oprah found out. And now everybody knows.
We sent him to a farm to dig some holes.
Right.
He's better now.
He's better now.
He spoke to God.
Yeah. Jesus saved him.
Right.
Well, he didn't save him the first time.
Right? Oh, but that was the devil.
Anyway, that was the devil. So let's on to bigger and better things. So we're going to start getting you dating. There we go. You are female.
See, in
Do you want children?
No.
Does not want children. You
Has children, yes. Does
are
not want someone
marital
else's children.
status, single.
Mhm.
Seeking male, female, both.
Male.
Male.
Although I have
Do you-
definitely put some thought into going the other direction.
Do you
Because
have children?
Yes.
Height?
4'10" and a
Look,
half.
you either get 5 feet or less than 5 feet.
Less than
So
5
it's
feet.
less than 5 feet. Do you smoke?
Nope.
Nope.
I vape, but that's slightly
I am
different.
looking for hangout, friends, dating, long term.
Just go with dating.
Dating?
Even though
Okay.
guys are going to take that as, she wants to fuck.
Yeah. Do you do drugs?
Nope.
Nope. Hair color? Black,
Red.
blonde, brown, red. Red. Do you drink?
No, not really.
Socially?
No, not even socially.
Yeah, not really anymore.
Like,
Body type?
maybe once a year.
Thin, athletic, average. You're average. Religion? New Age, Muslim, Jewish. You should put Muslim. Catholic, Buddhist, Hindu, Anglican, Sikh, Methodist, Christian, other, Baptist, Lutheran, Presbyterian, other.
They don't have. Oh, hell to the motherfucker.
Yeah, it would
no.
be New Age.
Okay, go with New Age,
Okay.
whatever.
Do you own a car?
Yes.
Your profession?
Cosmetologist.
Cosmetologist. You're probably going to get somebody thinking you do some shit with the space and stuff, just
Right.
so you know.
Are you an astronaut?
Education. You have... You basically have an associate's degree, right?
Yeah, I went for 2 years.
Okay. Do you have pets?
Yep. Cats and dogs.
Cat and dog. Eye color?
Hazel.
Hazel. Okay.
Crap hazel.
Describe your personality in one word. So you have the
What?
choice of adventurer, animal lover, artsy, athletic, beach bum, blogger, blue collar, bookworm, programmer. You are not a programmer.
What's a programmer?
It's a boy programmer. Chef, class clown, club kid, coffee snob, comic nerd.
Is there a single mom on there?
Crafty, daredevil, design snob, diva, fashionista, film or TV junkie.
Homebody, that's a good one.
Free thinker, foodie, geek, gamer, hedonist. Oh, I love that word. Hipster, hippie, homebody, hopeless romantic, humanist.
No such thing.
Intellectual, maker, music
Yeah,
snob.
just put homebody. I'm definitely a homebody.
No. You're not.
Yes, I am, dude. It takes an act of God to get me out of the house.
I would say you are tattooed, pierced.
I'm not that tattooed. Okay, maybe I
am. We could put yuppie.
I'm not a yuppie.
Okay, so homebody.
Yes.
All right. Second language?
Nope.
Do they have street on there? Yes, they do not. How ambitious are you? Very or somewhat? Somewhat. Okay. When it comes to dating, what best describes your intent? I'm looking for casual dating, no commitment. I want to date, but nothing serious. I want a relationship. I'm putting in a serious effort to find someone. I'm serious and want to find someone.
I want to date, but nothing serious.
Nothing serious. Longest relationship you have been in?
Over 2 years.
No. How long were you together with South Carolina guy?
2.5 years.
Oh, I thought that was like 3 or 4 years. First name? Do not show first name on profile, but you do have to put your first name in.
Okay, go for that. That's not the right one.
That one?
Yep.
Okay. We use income and birth order behind the scenes for matching. So your income is that
Less
one.
than 25,000.
Your birth mother and father are divorced. They had 3 children, of which I am the youngest. Oh, you don't have youngest, just third born. Okay. Would you date someone who has kids?
No.
No?
No. Because I really don't want to have to deal with somebody else's. It sounds snobby as shit, but I don't want to have to deal with someone else's kids.
Would you date someone who smokes?
No.
No?
No, because that's just going to want to make me smoke again, and I've worked too hard to quit.
Would you date someone that has BBW or a few extra pounds selected as body type?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's cool. You have yes, no, or I only date a few extra pounds or BBW. Fabulous.
Nice.
Headline. All right, pick a headline for yourself. Headline.
Dating sucks.
Single and looking for someone to have fun with. Although that's pretty generic.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
that's too
and
long.
that's too long too.
That's too long. Okay. Single stylist seeks someone.
Simone?
Some Someone. Someone. There you go.
There we go.
Single stylist seeks someone.
Yes.
Okay. I like that alliteration. Huh? Okay. All right.
We'll be here.
We will be. The show will go on. All right, description. For your own safety, do not include your name, phone number, or address. People will
Wow.
read both your profile and message when deciding if they should write back to you. When people search on the site, the following description will be their first impression of you. If your profile contains sexual language of any kind, your account will be deleted.
Tits, ass, clitoris.
Okay, so talk about your hobbies, goals, and aspirations, about yourself, what makes you unique, and your taste in music. So let's talk
Okay.
about.
So I am a single mom,
I am
and you can
a
feel free
single
to,
mom.
edit,
Okay,
paraphrase, if you will.
I will.
I'm a single mom who obviously hasn't had much luck in the dating
I
world.
saw who has had little luck in finding a nice guy. They say nice guys finish last, comma, but there are no more. No, that's too cynical.
Um,
Who has had little luck in finding a nice guy.
I am looking
To
to
meet someone.
basically, I'm looking to date, but I'm not looking for someone to think that we're going to get married in the first week.
I'm looking to. I'm looking for a person. No, I'm looking.
Because that's another thing that crazy hair guy did to me is a week into it tells me, don't let me forget to make you a key for my house.
Mm-mm.
I'm definitely going to let you forget to do that because that's cray cray. We've only been together for a week.
I'm looking for someone to date and take it slow. I am not looking
To hook
for
up
a serious relationship
or
right now.
relation shop.
Relationship, right?
I am relation shopping.
Relationship right now. We're going to put that in there just so you know. But I am not looking for a booty call either. Booty call may be too sexual.
Yes.
But I'm not looking for a
I am not.
casual encounter either. I am not looking for a casual encounter either.
Uh, mm, um,
I like cars and
hanging out at home.
sports, right?
I am
I
not.
like cars and football.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh, I like to have friends over for a BBQ,
And
and I love to go. And I love the outdoors.
there we go.
Let's turn that into a semicolon so that it makes more sense. And I love the outdoors.
My daughter is my everything, so don't expect to come before her.
No, you can't put that in there.
Why not?
It turns guys off immediately. You've mentioned that you're a single mom. Explain the daughter thing on your first date.
Okay.
Um,
Basically, sorry if she's too fussy. I'm going to cancel my date because guess what? That's what moms have to do when they're the only parent.
right. And I love the outdoors. My taste in music varies from AC/DC to Jay-Z, right?
And all the way to Beethoven.
And all the way to Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Beethoven. And all the way to Beethoven. That's enough
Lederhausen.
exclamation points.
Yeah, they're gonna think I'm yelling at them. I like music. I like AC/DC. I think that's good for now. I mean, it's short, it's simple, it's to the point.
I am tattooed and have a few piercings.
I don't have a few anymore. I really just have my belly button, my lip, and my ears.
That's a few. That's more than 2. That's 4
I have a few
technically.
piercings, but nothing below the belly button.
But I have a few.
Because otherwise, my first message from some jackass is
No,
going
it'll
to
be
be, "Is your clit pierced?"
a few normal piercings. Your lip, your belly button, and your ears are all normal these days.
Yeah, my tatas are no longer done, neither is my tongue. And no, I did not get my tongue pierced so that I could give better head.
Right. I am tattooed and have a few normal piercings. I should put normal in quotes. And quotes.
But
Piercings.
But that doesn't mean that I need to be with someone who is tattooed or pierced. I don't mind dating a guy that doesn't have tattoos, and I'll never push a guy to get tattoos.
No, but you have to mention that you have tattoos because
Right,
some guys will be like,
but some guys without tattoos will read this and go, "Oh, well, she's tattooed and has piercings. She's going to expect me to be tattooed and have piercings."
I'm tattooed and have a few normal piercings.
Because I do know quite a few women, actually most women who have a lot of tattoos want
like
their mate to have tattoos and urge them or
hang out
push them to
with.
get tattoos if they don't have them, which I don't believe in.
And
Just because my body is a temple
enjoy.
and I like to decorate the walls doesn't mean I expect you to either.
When you message me,
Emmy. When you message Emmy.
Make sure you mention happy puppies. So I know you are not a robot.
What?
Well, because like fake people who are just scamming you and trying to get an email address so that they can start sending you spam will just message you, and then you give them your email address and you get spam and you never hear from them again. But if you put happy puppies or something like that, they have to put it in there. Then you know they read your profile too.
Yeah, I didn't know that people did that. It's been a long time dating website, apparently.
Oh, shit. I learned all this 10 years ago when I was on dating websites. You need a picture of yourself, and I don't have anything on my computer, so we got to go to the Facebooks. Yeah. I actually don't.
I think I have a semi sort of half decent one somewhere.
Let's click on you. We didn't have fancy camera phones when my kid was a kid. I just had a.
Oh man, my vape died.
Oh, man.
Beans.
Well, you can get your plug and plug it in. Did you bring your plug?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Oh, I don't go anywhere without that.
Oh, Lord, that's taken forever. Oh, here we go. Inkspot Stories. Hey, Casey. I don't think many guys actually read those essays. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Inkspot says that I'm not many guys. I remember my old online profile, put it in one piece of information just to see if a girl read my profile or not. Yeah, that's what you have to do because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at
Well, and what
photos.
I don't understand is why are you going... Since when did people become so...
I like that one.
No, we're not putting the ducky towel one on
Oh,
there.
that's cute.
Yeah, go with that one, because the other one is when I had my fake extensions in my hair. Yes, I had extensions, and it's only because I was...
Advertising extensions.
Right, because I'm a hairstylist, and that's what we do.
No, I want to...
See,
I gotta click on the... Click? Nope. Click. Here. On that. I need a new computer. What in the ball sacks?
I totally lost my train of thought, too. Ooh, squirrel.
Baby. God
Oh no, when
damn
did
it.
we become so based on looks?
I don't know.
I do not understand. Like you've seen my wide variety of looks of men that I've dated. I've dated
Mm-hmm.
everything from a guy that looks like a freaking a pocket protector mouth breather. I've dated one of those. I dated a guy with a stutter. I've dated a
Who
guy
was
with
that?
Tourette's. Philip. Philip.
Oh, that's right.
And
Where's save picture as?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to do this bullshit
I
thing.
can send it to your email. I can save it onto my phone and then send it to your email.
Oh no, I can do this.
Okay.
Function
Um,
control shift
but
print
I
screen.
have never been one of those chicks. Even when people based on my looks assumed I was one of those chicks that would date only guys with muscles or only badass type guys. I've always been okay with dating someone just based on their personality. I mean, I dated a guy with Homer hair once, okay? And I am a hairdresser. Less hair for me to have to deal with is the way I look at it. But I don't know. I don't understand people that date purely based on looks. It just makes no sense to me. There is more to a person than what they look like on the outside.
Yeah, but
Like sex.
a lot of people don't see it that
That's a
way.
lot more important than how they look to me, personally. Two pump chumps need not apply.
This is the wrong website for that.
I'm going to grab my plug-in for this bad boy.
All right, I'm saving this picture. It's a cute
Okay.
picture.
It's decent.
CHLOE. If any of you are interested, we are currently putting this ad up on Plenty of Fish. And as soon as it's done, you can search for Chloe Dates 86 on Plenty of Fish. And that will be my sister. A little bit, but it's all right. Interests. Cosmetology. Let's take the caps lock off. Not on the computer, but you can plug it into that thing right there.
Then I can't use it.
Well, you're just going to have to let it pump up a little bit. Cosmetology. What are some of the other things you like to do? Cars, football, food. Cars, football, food, NASCAR. Can we put NASCAR in there?
Yeah.
All right, let's
I love
capitalize.
NASCAR.
NASCAR. Music.
Food.
I already put food in there.
Okay.
Cosmetology, cars, football, food, NASCAR, music.
Socializing.
Socializing.
Sound it out. Use your words.
Socializing. Okay, that's good. All right. First date, optional. What is your ideal first date? My ideal first date is good conversation,
Laughter.
good conversation, laughter,
And zero expectations.
laughter. No. My idea first date. My ideal first date is good conversation, laughter, and is good conversation and laughter.
Lahitor.
Over a good meal
That I don't have to pay for.
with a good person. How about that?
Good.
Good conversation and laughter over a good meal with a good person. All right. Birth date, that is correct. Please confirm. Yep. Create my profile now. Dun 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 dun.
Please send me presents.
You must be clearly visible in your main image. All images must contain you. All right, I'm going to upload an image.
Uploading nudity will get your account deleted. My face is naked.
Pictures.
Why do you have all those?
I've been doing a project at work.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Where did that picture save to? Damn it. did my paint go again? Paint. Let's see where it's saved. Oh, in Google Drive.
Mm.
I must have been doing something else on here. Google Drive, and we're looking
There it is.
for Chloe. Main image, visibility, public image, caption. Me in my kitchen. Save.
Although I was not cooking.
No, I probably was.
No, neither one of us were. It was just selfie, and I needed a clean background, so I picked the stove.
It's the only clean part of the kitchen.
Right.
Alrighty.
Hey,
Ooh.
we use our kitchen. That guy's hot.
Which one? This one? Oh, that one?
Yeah. I do like older men.
This
P.S.
Oh, this guy right there?
Yeah.
I like him
He's
too.
got the salt and pepper beard. That's hot.
That is pretty hot. All right. POF relationship chemistry predictor. I get nervous easily. Agree? Disagree?
Somewhat disagree.
Okay.
I don't tend to show it, but I do get nervous pretty easily.
I'm not easily embarrassed by others?
Nope.
No.
I am not. No. I am not easily embarrassed by others. Agree.
I tend to become very enthusiastic about new things.
Somewhat agree. Depends on the new thing. Like, if you want to do me in the butt, I'm not super enthusiastic about that.
That's not really a new thing for you either. So.
No, it's not.
My own thoughts and feelings sometimes scare me.
Disagree. I do not scare myself.
I tend to work too long and hard.
Somewhat agree.
Somewhat agree.
I mean, I only work 3 days a week, but fuck.
I'm a very productive person.
Somewhat agree. I don't do laundry.
We know that. I would much rather eat dinner at a restaurant than at home.
Disagree.
Disagree. I am comfortable interacting with strangers. You do that on a daily basis. That's your job.
Agree. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with that. Although I don't like talking to all strangers.
I want my children to speak English.
Agree.
It's difficult for me to feel sorry for people less fortunate than myself.
Disagree. I definitely feel, because I'm real fucking less fortunate.
There ain't too many people less fortunate than you.
Right.
I'm looking someone to just be friends with. Somewhat agree.
Somewhat disagree.
Basically, I'm a happy person.
Agree. Every once in a while I have my moments, but I'm usually PMSing.
I can resist temptations easily.
Agree.
My religion is very important to me.
Agree.
I'll take care of the details when
you didn't click it.
No. I like to take care of all the details when doing things.
Agree. Can't leave a haircut half done.
I sometimes find it difficult to get used to changes in my life.
Somewhat disagree. Nobody likes change. But
my political beliefs are very important to me.
Disagree.
It is important that my romantic partner is liked by my friends.
Agree. If you can't get along with my friends and my family, we're not going to work out.
We just talked about this last week. There's some Spice Girls song about that.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
If you want to be my lover,
you got to get with my friends. Okay. I'm looking for someone to possibly begin a long-lasting relationship. Somewhat agree?
Somewhat agree.
I often do or say things I later regret.
Disagree. I used to when I was a teenager. I don't do that shit anymore. And if I do
You don't regret cutting up your ex's clothes?
Fuck no. He cheated on me when I was pregnant with his child.
I think highly of myself.
Somewhat agree, I guess.
I would like to have children in the near future. Disagree. I have high standards for myself.
Agree. Sometimes too high.
I don't experience strong emotions. Disagree.
Disagree.
I love all kinds of music.
Agree.
I would like to spend a holiday backpacking through another country.
Disagree.
I would click agree.
No, I like spending holidays with my family.
Well, they're using holiday in the European term here, which is vacation.
Oh, well then agree on that.
Okay. My ideal vacation would be on a tropical island.
Yes.
I'm a very reliable person.
Yes.
I enjoy cooking.
Somewhat agree.
I prefer working alone than in groups. Disagree?
Disagree somewhat. I mean, I work well with groups, but
it is important that I get married soon.
Disagree.
I talk more than most people.
Completely agree with that.
I enjoy solving crossword puzzles and games.
Disagree.
I would click agree. I am very open to trying new foods in different cultures.
Agree. As
I
long
have
as it's not squiggling.
squiggle squiggle dot dot llama vomit. I often get angry about how I am treated by others.
Somewhat disagree. I I I I don't know. I think that there are certain times in my life where I am not appreciated as much as I should be.
Okay.
But it's not my home life, so
I feel more comfortable as a follower than a leader.
disagree. Or
Disagree?
somewhat
Yeah.
disagree.
I love to have excitement in my life. Somewhat agree.
Depends on the type of excitement. Yeah.
I am a hardworking person.
Agree.
I don't express my feelings easily.
Disagree.
Disagree.
You will know when I'm mad.
I don't like scary movies. Somewhat.
Somewhat agree.
I would say somewhat disagree.
I'm not. I'm a wimp. I get nightmares.
That's my fault. I feel more comfortable than other people when other people do most of the talking. Somewhat
Um,
disagree. People think I'm stubborn? Agree. I feel quite comfortable in large groups of people.
agree.
Agree. I believe there's more than one way to do something correctly.
Mm,
Somewhat disagree.
somewhat agree.
Okay. My relationships with my friends are very important to me.
Agree. With like the two friends that I have.
I'm looking for someone to go out on dates with. Agree. I'm sensitive to other people's feelings.
Yes.
I rarely get angry.
Somewhat
Do
agree. I don't really get angry all that often anymore. Have you noticed that?
think.
Shut up.
I've never told a lie to avoid negative consequences. Disagree.
Well, I did when I was a kid, but I don't lie as an adult.
Well, you can't say I've never told a lie to avoid negative
So then
consequences.
somewhat disagree.
Okay.
I lied when I was a kid. Every kid lies their ass off.
Mhm.
Come on now.
Would you lie to your friends when they say, "Do I look ugly in this?"
Yes.
Sometimes I feel resentful when I don't get my way.
Disagree.
Disagree.
Hmm.
I tend to avoid questions about my personal life. Disagree.
Yeah.
I've never forgotten anyone's name when this was important.
Disagree.
I forget all the time.
I do not remember names to save my life.
White lies like faking orgasm are perfectly normal in maintaining a relationship.
Agree.
Somewhat agree. Agree or somewhat agree?
Agree.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to fake it to get it over with.
Right. My relationship pattern is best described as serial monogamy. I go from one relationship to the next without much of a breather.
Disagree.
I sometimes try to get even rather than forgive and forget.
Disagree.
When I start a new relationship, I'm sometimes guilty of speaking badly about past relationships.
I used to be. I don't so much anymore. Even when I dated hair guy and, the topic of Tim came up, I gave very vague.
Mm. I'm extremely persuasive at getting what I want from people.
Disagree. I don't know. I don't really try to persuade people to get my way. I don't
When
know.
I'm in a relationship, I can be critical of my partner. I would say
Um, yeah. I have pretty high expectations for myself and my partner.
I can't get to know everything about a love interest fast enough. Disagree. There have been occasions when I took advantage of a romantic partner.
Oh, that's nice. My fingers taste like feet. I was just scratching my foot and then I pulled a
That
hair out
question
of
is
my
not
mouth.
on here. There have been occasions when I took advantage of a romantic partner.
Uh, no, I don't.
Disagree?
Yeah, no. I don't take advantage of people.
Money is an extremely important thing in my life.
Well, yeah, because I don't have any.
Sometimes
So every penny I have has to be saved.
sometimes what I adore about a sweetheart is what ends up driving me crazy about that partner.
You would probably know this better than me.
Somewhat agree.
Somewhat agree.
My relationships tend to get really intense very quickly.
Mm,
Agree.
yeah, which I don't want them to anymore.
I thrive off romantic relationships when I receive a great deal of admiration and praise. Agree. There really isn't any situation I can't talk my way out of. What would you say?
I'm pretty good at talking my way out of shit, except for traffic tickets.
Agree. I have completely different persona when I'm online than when I'm with my family and friends. No, you're the
No.
same person. My friends and family would say I'm very good at managing my money. I would somewhat agree with that. Most of my ex-partners would take me back.
Uh,
Disagree. Well, Tom might. Somewhat disagree.
I'm pretty sure. Well, Tim tried to tell me that he wanted me back
Yeah,
and that I was so beautiful in my profile picture.
whatever.
Yeah.
I am drawn to others for their strengths, especially the ones I don't have.
Yes. Absolutely.
I find that I can only really be myself when I'm online.
Disagree.
When I'm not online, I often think about the internet.
Disagree.
Few people love me other than those I know online.
Nobody
People,
loves me
nobody love me.
except for my
People
online
who,
gamer friends.
except for my Facebook friends. People who know me best often complain that I use the internet too much.
No.
Disagree. Submit test. That's a lot of fucking questions.
Right?
Did we lose
Shit.
listeners on this one? What side are we on? We're on Plenty of Fish. Just so
Yeah,
you
I
know.
feel like shit. I feel like I was like I should have had a Scantron. Is that what do they still
Self-confidence,
use
family
those in school?
orientation, self-control,
Little.
openness. I'm just skipping right past this. Continue to the next
Oh my
test.
God, there's more. I need my
Jesus.
vape for this. Hold on. This is intense.
All right. Oh, look, there's 7 matches already. You haven't even
Holy.
finished your test yet. When I feel close to someone, this person becomes an important part of who I am. Not at all like me, somewhat unlike me, somewhat like me, much like me.
Um,
Hmm.
somewhat like me.
Somewhat like me.
Yeah.
If someone close to me is hurt, I feel personally hurt as well.
Yes, absolutely. I don't like it when my friends are hurt.
My sense of pride comes from my relationships.
No.
No. I like to emulate those who are important to me. Somewhat or very much.
Somewhat.
Somewhat. A main consideration in choosing a romantic partner is how he or she would reflect on my family.
Yeah. Actually, very much so.
I like having my partner physically near me while out in public. Somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat. I don't need you
Like, I
shoving
don't
your
need all
tongue
you all
down
up
my
in my
throat.
ass and shit.
Right.
It does not bother me when my partner has his or her own set of friends.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
It upsets me when I do not know all of my partner's coworkers.
Nope, I don't care.
I do not like my partner going out socially with friends without me.
I don't care.
Having
You're gonna
frequent
do what you're gonna do regardless of how.
having frequent periods away from my partner is important to me.
Yes,
Very much or somewhat.
somewhat.
I'm afraid that once I make a commitment to a partner, I will lose my freedom or identity.
Nope.
It would bother me if I got attached to people very easily.
Yes, it would bother me.
A lot or somewhat.
Somewhat.
I am comfortable without close emotional relationships.
Yep. Except, well, I don't know, because I need my friends and my family.
I would say somewhat unlike me.
Okay.
It is difficult to depend on others.
Yes,
Somewhat or mo.
somewhat like me.
How many questions is this? You know, we're going to go to a break and finish some of these questions so you guys don't have to.
Yeah, because this is boring for you
Yeah,
guys.
this is boring for you guys. So let's see what we have playing. I have no idea what the hell that is.
That's a really crappy song. You should change that. I have
Oh.
that one and it sucks.
All right, I'm going to change that song. Oh, yeah, a little disturbed for you guys. We'll be right back. We'll have answered some questions. Listen to my music. We'll be back shortly.